Vikings Valhalla. It's time to talk about this show that came out Friday. Do you have the tagline for Vikings Valhalla?
Yeah, it was going to be something, a cleaned up version of Don't Fuck with Nordic Women. And I don't know if that is still true or not, because again, I'm only 4 episodes in. Smash the bridge, get the king.
Mine is The Truth Will Set You Free. I'll explain later. Vikings is an hour-long drama series on Netflix. Its 8-episode first season premiered Friday, February 25th. It stars Sam Corlett as Leif, Frida Gustafsson as Freydis, Leo Suter as Harold Sigurdsson, David Oakes as Godwin, Johannes Johannesson as Olaf, and Laura Berlin as Queen Emma. It takes place 100 years after history's Viking series, which it makes references to now and then. So why was my tagline, The Truth Will Set You Free? Well, the very first thing I saw about the show was its 0.8 Metacritic score from users. 0.8 user score on Metacritic, saying it was woke and unrealistic in its casting. Look, you can think casting an Australian man to play Leif Erikson, who's probably the most famous Norseman to Americans, is woke. Sure, that's fine. But to criticize a woman being in power and think it's woke how she wasn't white is just you being an ignorant asshole who has been fed a version of history crafted by 1930s Nazis. Newsflash, Vikings weren't all blonde white dudes, dumbasses. Nor were all Norse people. Are you fucking stupid? Norse in rural areas are probably all white, but coastal communities like Kattegat in the show, where the non-white woman is in charge, would have been fairly multicultural. And Viking parties, like pirates, would pick up members as they traveled and drop people off. They'd lose a few, gain a few. In the Viking Age, there was also apparently a decent amount of people from Turkey and Asia and Scandinavia. It's also believed women held more power than was thought and managed all of the wealth in that age. Now that that's out of the way, how did you like Vikings Valhalla?
So far, I find it pretty decent.
Hold on. Sorry. She literally explains her origins in episode 2 as well.
So far, I'm enjoying it.
You're halfway through, right?
I'm halfway through. The story keeps moving in ways that seem important.
Yeah, it's not stagnant. It's sort of surprising too.
Yeah, the action keeps your attention. It's realistic. Like there's nothing like too silly. There's nothing overly violent. Nothing goes too over the top. Everybody's motivations seem correct.
In the second half, it gets a little cartoony in one of the plots. Not cartoony, but like a little too much. Like a little too wild. I was pleasantly surprised with this show overall. I didn't expect much from it because the critic reviews weren't bad, but they weren't great either. But I actually found it engaging and entertaining enough. Game of Thrones is obviously always a comparison for shows like this.
Are there dragons later in this?
No, it's just because the political intrigue and stuff and how shows that show a time period like this are always going to be compared to Game of Thrones probably forever now. But yeah, it has its battle moments. It's not short on the political intrigue side of things. When you watch this, Netflix suggests The Borgias and Versailles as similar shows, and I think that's pretty spot on. There's shows that are period dramas where every character is trying to get ahead at whatever the cost is. Mm-hmm. They're doing whatever they need to do to improve their position, sort of, and there's action moments, but it's more about the characters, which I like. I found Harold Sigurdsson and Leif Erikson to be very likable protagonists.
Yes, absolutely.
It sucks to be that guy who has to say the plot with the woman wasn't very interesting, but I didn't really enjoy Freydis' story that much. It went between England and the North or Scandinavia. I always wanted it to be more in England because I found that storyline to be much more compelling in general than the journey that she was going on. It's 8 episodes. I watched 5 in a day, and I wasn't mad at that, which I would say is a good thing. I think this is guaranteed to get at least 2 more 8-episode seasons. They've already greenlit it for 24, and 8 have come out. I think it's 2 more 8-episode seasons. And I'll be checking out season 2 at least, because it doesn't really tie itself in a bow. It's kind of like it leaves a lot, which is like a kind of a knock, it leaves a lot to be explored / closed in the future.
That's what shows do now.
It is. It's all cliffhangers.
They care about you coming back more than they care about you being satisfied.
Yeah, would you recommend Vikings Valhalla based on what you've seen?
Yeah, I would say check this out.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. 8 episodes. Don't do what I did and watch them in a weekend, though. Spread it out. It's much better. Unless you want to. I mean,
Netflix, spread these episodes out.
Yeah, if you don't need to, don't.